Hello and welcome to Homo Politicus. This is Enterprise Television. It's been quite an eventful day today, and so, irrespective of what's happening around, we got to have this conversation today, and so we get straight to the focus for today. See, over the past 2 weeks, Nigeria has been shaken by a wave of brazen attacks, mass abductions from schools, daring raids on villages and communities, and fresh bloodshed that leaves regions and the people in several parts of the country wondering what's happening. Citizens who send their children to school, worship centers, or the farm are now living in fear. It's not new, but this has been renewed in the past few weeks. In different corners from the north central to the northwest and beyond, the question remains, are we safer today than we were yesterday? Would we be safer tomorrow than we are safer today, or than we're safe today? On the show, Homo Politicus, today we take a hard look at the government's response from emergency troop deployments to newly proposed security directives. We're posing the very tough questions, whether this moves by government are enough, or whether our security system remains structurally broken. Thanks for joining the conversation today. It's Homo Politicus. Kingsley Bass is my name. I'm joined by a seasoned security expert, former Deputy Director of the State Security Service, as we discuss what's been done by government, what's missing, and what must happen for Nigerians to live without fear in our country. Welcome again to the broadcast. Many thanks for joining me, and we appreciate your patience and time.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate that. Let's get down to the thick of things. From the pattern of attacks that has been noticed, reported over the past 2 weeks particularly, what does this say from your standpoint, understanding the Nigerian security situation for years? What does this say about the current state of Nigeria's security architecture, intelligence, and indeed the rapid response that we've seen, particularly from government this past 2 weeks?
I think the last 2 weeks have been an interesting, period. And if you look at it, you find out that a lot of things happen and a lot of response, starting from the statement of the President of the United States, Donald Trump, who actually made that statement, and everybody started to, do what they would have supposed to have been doing for a very long time. So a lot of things have happened, and I'm happy for one, because a lot of things are, being revealed, and a lot of processes are being implemented. The president finally has even appointed ambassadors to some major countries.
3 precisely.
That have been without ambassadors. Yes. So I think it's an interesting period.
Quite interesting indeed. Let's talk about the attacks that we've seen this past few, particularly this past 2 weeks. You've just mentioned government's response. Are you satisfied with how the federal government is responding to this? President Bola Tinubu has announced emergency directives to reinforce deployment. In your assessment, are these measures enough? You've said that, they are reactive, but do you think they are strategic too? What crucial steps are still there missing? It's directed that police personnel serving on duties with very important persons return to their primary responsibilities of protecting lives and properties. I'm talking of basic Nigerians and communities. The Inspector General just yesterday announced that 11,566 have been withdrawn from such duties. What more crucial steps must be taken, and what's missing from your standpoint?
We have been advocating this. A lot of security professionals have been advocating that there must be, number one, a state of emergency in the north. especially when it happened in Rivers State. We were all very worried that why, we don't see the, pressing threat to declare emergency in Rivers State. But the places that should be having emergency rules is, in the north, where we have killings. There are foreign fighters in the country doing whatever they like to do, even killed a general, and it is now that we are now waking up to it. So that is very good, And then, of course, when you look at other things like recalling the mopoles, you see, we have also advocated that. But, the police will usually withdraw them, or anytime they appoint a new Inspector General of Police, they will withdraw them, and people will come and resign again. That is, reschedule themselves again, and then they get them back. Nigerian police force is grossly underpopulated. And we cannot just, give all these people out that should be creating law enforcement in society, send them to individuals that are moving around with them. Withdraw them so that there will be security for everybody, not a particular section, while the rest of the society is sitting down there.
Is the directive to now, if you like, recruit 50,000 more to the some 331,000 that we have of policemen in the country? Do you think that's enough, or just another step maybe in the right direction?
You mean the withdrawal of the mopoles?
No. Now you've addressed that. I'm talking about the directive by the president to recruit 50,000 more policemen.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a starting point. It's a starting point. That is good, but it's grossly not enough, because we cannot continue to have less policemen in the country. You have to realize that the police itself is not up to 500,000.
Yeah.
In a country that is 230 million, we cannot be having just 500,000 policemen. That's including the mopoles. And look at a country like Egypt. Egypt is less than us in population, but their police force alone is 1 million. And when you look at even the military, NSCDC, DSS, and all the rest put together, it's not up to 1 million. So what are we doing? We are not serious. We should hire more policemen to make sure that we cover these ungoverned spaces. In fact, they should go ahead and propagate the law, establish the law on state police, so that they will hire these people and then make sure that they cover all the 774 local governments. That is a lot of employment for people.
You're not worried?
I think they should go ahead and do that.
You're not worried, sir, that there could be political interferences with this, this clamor for state police? And there are talks about state governors using this to their advantage, even though some persons have said too that already that's being done. Politicians would use powers that they have the way that they so wish. But you worried in whatsoever manner that could be the possibility that this could be misused?
No, I'm happy that what is happening is happening. Even the governors have come to realize that law enforcement is what we need. If any of them want to politicize state police and use it against their political enemies, then they are wasting their time. Because the job of the police is cut out, and law enforcement should not be mixed up with politics. When you politicize law enforcement with politics, then you miss the point. So I think let them go ahead. I don't think that the governors are even going to try it, because when the state police is going to be established, they should write out the laws for them. They are to enforce state laws. State laws, not federal laws, because there will be federal laws. When we do that, we'll have federal police. You know, we'll have federal police, we'll have state police. Federal police will be like DSS, NSCDC, NDLA, EFCC. Those can be federal police because they are dealing with federal crimes. They don't have state police to deal with state police, state crimes. And that's the way it is done all over the world.
All right.
And if they want to use it, then they are going to meet the point.
All right. As we begin to wind down the conversation, we understand it's a very busy day for you. Before we let you go, we've seen the approach used by the federal government this past few days, non-kinetic approach to dealing with these situations. Nigerians have been debating why the federal government in some ways negotiating with bandits rather than attack them and bring them to book. What do you say? The Inspector General of Police just yesterday, while speaking with the press, did say that the primary thing to do is to release the victims of these kidnappings, whether schoolgirls, whether farmers, whether worshippers. They've done that, and they are focusing on that. But beyond that, do you think that we need to do more? Yes, non-kinetic approach to this, that's being done now. But should we do more in attacking these individuals, prosecuting them to, not just attacking them, but bringing them to book, prosecuting them to deter more persons from doing the same thing?
I think the non-kinetic thing should be cancelled forthwith. They should cancel it. There's nothing like non-kinetic. What are you trying to do? Terrorists are terrorizing the country, and you want to play kids' glove with them. You want to tell them to come. You give them food, give them clothes. They spy on you, and some of them run back. We have records of that, where many of those people, they call them de-radicalized. They run back. They go back and then give information to these people. One thing Nigerians have to understand is that the country is under siege. We are being invaded by a foreign military. Believe it or not, Nigeria is being invaded by a foreign military. And as long as that is concerned, we better be ready to fight this enemy than trying to mix it with politics or mix it with religion or mix it with ethnicity, and that is not going to help the country. So they should stop this kinetic, non-kinetic thing. The thing should be kinetic, 100%, and then, let's wipe out these guys who are invading this country.
Alrighty. I've been speaking with the former deputy director, State Security Service in Nigeria. There's been the closure of schools, by state governments just to protect these kids. Do you think with that approach by state governors, where we're giving into what this, bandits want, put fear in the minds of residents in different communities? And what would you be saying to state governors if you have the attention to do better?
Please, I didn't get your question very well.
All right, yeah, I'm talking about this rising kidnappings of school pupils, of learners, particularly girls from their schools, and to curb that. Make sure that they stop that. Several state governors have ordered the closure of schools. In some states, they've ordered the complete closure of schools until, say, next year. In some other states, like Kwara State, about 50 schools were ordered to shut down. Do you think this is the way to go? Do you think this would further embolden the attackers, that they are winning and they might want to do more? mobilize more? Or what more can we do? What more should state governors be doing?
I have said it in many other fora that closing down the schools means that Boko Haram is winning. We close down our schools so that our children will not go to school again, because Boko Haram means Western education is forbidden. Now, their objective is to make sure that our children don't go to school. So if we now start closing down the schools, that means they are winning. That's why, after the Chibok girls, the Safe School Initiative was instituted, established. And that Safe School Initiative is to make sure that children continue to go to school under conflict situation. Under conflict situation. Now, instead of making sure that the students go to school under the conflict situation, that is by protecting the schools so that they can learn. If the conflict is too high, you can also decide to either give them laptops and stuff like that, and they can, do remote learning. Instead of doing that, we are closing down the schools. I think it's a very wrong move. If they don't understand it, they should understand it, that when they do that, the terrorists are happy that, yes, we have dealt with Nigeria, and Nigeria is succumbing to our own objectives.
Right. Would like to thank you so much for joining the conversation today. Thank you for your time and your expertise shared on this security challenge in the country. Just finally, you did mention that 500,000 policemen, even though we don't have that number right now, is not enough. What figure then? At what point would we have enough policemen? What number would be enough to at least police the population of 230 million people?
Okay. For starters, we have 774 local government. Number one, they should establish state police. And we have 774 local governments. Each of these local governments should have about 30 people, 30 policemen, well-trained to cover the local government. So you do the math. 774,000 times 30. Then for federal police, you double the number, the 500,000, double it and make it 1 million. That will provide us enough policemen for now to cover up the ungoverned spaces, to cover up urban crimes, and then, of course, take care of other crimes that we have.
Alrighty then, that number we would definitely multiply, and then we would see what that gives. But I'd like to thank you so much for your time again on the broadcast today. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate that. That's Homo Politicos today. This security concern continues to grip Nigerians across several parts of the country. Even those in diaspora are left wondering what's happening and how can this be fixed. You just heard from the former Deputy Director of the State Security Service, Dennis Makri, my guest today on Homo Politicos, who has shed light on this particular conversation. We'll continue to monitor the development in Nigeria and, of course, bring those your way. You don't know some of the developments we've, reported to you. We'll continue to bring those your way. We should let you know too that the President has approved a list of, delegates, but that's delegates. Well, you can call them delegates. A delegation which will be led by the National Security Advisor to form the Nigerian part of what should be a bilateral, call that a team, a group to tackle security. That's the United States Nigeria, working group to tackle this security in the country. That was part of the agreement reached by the Nigerian delegation that visited the United States authorities in the wake of President Donald Trump's comment alleging Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, we'll see how things unfold from here. What the presidency would do to fix this situation. We hear that the president is having sleepless nights regarding this. That much was said by the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. The National Assembly has been debating this. As a matter of fact, what the House of Reps took some 3 to 5 days to debate this. I think 3 days to debate this, with several lawmakers stating their stance, condemning this and preferring solutions. But beyond words, let's see results, and that's what many Nigerians would like to see. I'd like to thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We'll continue to monitor this as mentioned and bring those your way. In the meantime, stop by the comment section. Let's know what you think of this. We'll be reading, responding to this. It's been Homo Politicus. This is Enterprise Television. Kingsley Bass is my name. Until next time, we say may God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much and bye for now.